Greetings. On behalf of the Troup County School System, my name is Tina Duckett, and I am the Public Relations Director. You are watching Spotlight on Education. This program is designed to bring you information about our school system, our accomplishments, student successes, and staff. We are all working very hard on behalf of our children, and this is a fantastic program that you've joined in to watch to learn more about our school system. Joining me in the studio today is Dr. Greta Wright, and Dr. Greta Wright is the principal of Ethel Kight Magnet School. Welcome, Dr. Greta.
Good morning, Miss Tina. How are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Doing well.
Well, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today to share information about Ethel Kight Magnet School. And before we get into that, I know our viewers would love to know who you are and how you came into education. So I just would like for you to take a couple of moments to share about your professional experience.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm one of those folks that kind of always knew I'd be a teacher. I can remember as a child standing and waiting for my daddy to come home from school and knew I wanted to do the same thing he did. So this is my 27th year in education. I taught first grade at Manchester Elementary for 2 years, and then went to Rosemont Elementary, where I taught kindergarten and first grade for 15 years, and from there on to Whitesville Road, where I served as an instructional specialist and finally as principal for the past 9 years. And this is my first year as principal at Ethel Kight.
Okay, well, tell us what your experience has been thus far.
Ethel Kight it's been an adventure this year. Yes. Change is always interesting and good. It has been a wonderful transition. The faculty and staff and students and parents have been so welcoming and so encouraging as we've begun our year together.
Okay, well, tell us more about your staff. How many staff do you have to support the operations there?
Nicole Stewart is our instructional specialist, and like myself, this is her first year at Ethel Kight as well. And then we have 65 other folks that are there with us, certified staff, parapros, custodians, secretaries. It takes all of us to make the school the wonderful place that it is.
I'm sure. And how many students are enrolled this year?
We've got about 523, with 44 of those being pre-K students.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Ethel Kight. And I would like for you to share your school's mission, because a lot of times that is what drives the education in that school building, your academics and the programs that you offer. So please share your school's mission.
Yes, ma'am. You'll just bear with me as I read it so
okay,
I can get the words right today.
Okay.
To encourage lifelong learning by promoting academic excellence and social responsibility. And what that simply means is that we want our children to be able to leave Ethel Kight ready to go, ready for middle school, ready to think about what they want to do as they join the workforce in the world when they finish high school.
Okay, so what goals do you have in place that will support this particular mission?
We've got 3 goals that we've identified as some of our major things for this year. One of those was to make sure that we are increasing and encouraging innovative technology use in the classroom.
Okay.
You know, we're used to seeing children on computers working on their specified programs like Success Maker and Accelerated Reader, but we're encouraging teachers to be more proactive and use some of those Web 2.0 tools that are out there to kind of bring learning more to the students.
Okay.
And so that was one of our first goals. Our second goal was we want to make sure that we're trying to work for the benefit of all of our students to the very best that we can. And part of that is making sure that we close some achievement gaps that we've noticed that exist between some of our subgroups of kids, particularly in the percentages of our students that are exceeding standards in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade for CRCT. And then our final goal that we've really focused on this year is to try to increase and promote a better connection between home and school.
Okay.
As we looked at some survey data from last year, we realized that that's something parents were interested in seeing happen. And so we've tried to put some things in place this year to begin the process of creating that better environment.
Okay, and how are these goals developed?
We use survey data that come from parents and students and staff in the spring of the previous year to kind of work toward this year's goals, as well as any kind of testing data that we have from CRCT to ThinkGate to our Lexia scores, to kind of set academic goals for students.
Okay, and speaking of academics, it's always important to share with community how our schools are performing. So would you share academic highlights for Ethel Kight?
We had some great successes. We've noticed over the past few years that we've seen tremendous growth in our student achievement scores at all grade levels, particularly in the percentage of kids that we've seen increase in the percentage of kids that exceed standards. So we're proud to be able to say that that's a good goal for us, and we're still working toward that one. Okay. And last year, 99% of our fourth graders met or exceeded state standards for reading. 93% of our fourth graders met or exceeded standards for math, and then 89% of our fifth graders met or exceeded standards for the writing scores last year.
Wow. I guess they're still celebrating, you and your staff.
Yes, ma'am.
With always looking ahead and knowing that you want to perform even better this school year.
That's right.
Certainly.
So there's always room for growth and improvement.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Okay, so tell us, you mentioned that one of the goals involved partnerships. And why are partnerships so important to schools?
Well, I think we've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
And it certainly does. I mean, it takes school and home and community and parents and business partners all putting the effort in and working together to create the very best possible learning situation we can for our students. Okay,
so tell us how many partners Ethel Kight has, and what do they contribute to the school?
Our business partners particularly are wonderful. You know, it's simply pick up a phone and call and say, this is what we're doing, would you like to come, can you help? And if you'll excuse me, I need to refer to our list.
That's fine. No.
We have Piggly Wiggly, Ellie Bells, Diverse Power, Lee's Crossing Apartments, Exxon Mobil, Aspinwall Chiropractic Clinic, Chick-fil-A on Lafayette Parkway, Little Caesars, and West Georgia Health are our primary business partners.
Oh, good.
And they have supported us through Fall Festival donations, through we need something for the classroom, and it's as simple, like I said, as picking up the phone and asking someone. And then our faith-based partner this year is City Light Church. And they came this fall and provided a luncheon for our teachers.
Oh, wow.
But we did a tailgate luncheon, and just a wonderful experience and good partnership with that as well.
And Troup County really is a supportive community, wouldn't you say so as well?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So in partnerships, parents are also partners, as well as we use this term in education, stakeholders. Our students are stakeholders, our parents are stakeholders. But talk about the parents as partners.
And like I said, that was one of our goals that we're trying to address this year. It's been a good year for us to have an opportunity to sit back and talk to groups of parents, where they've come in for luncheons, when they've come in for student recognition and student programs. Just an opportunity for us to say, how can we work together? What kind of things can we do? Some great parental input of help us come up with a list of things that we can do to provide support for our children. You know, we always encourage parents to make sure, come in and just ask questions. Come in and visit. Come in and have lunch. If you don't understand something, let us help you help your child. And just trying to create that open atmosphere, welcoming relationship where parents feel free to come in and visit and to help us help their children.
And our schools, I can honestly say this just in interviewing several principals on the show, our schools have a great number of offerings for students, meaning extracurricular activities. And I know that Ethel Kight has several as well, and that's part of the child's academic and social performance, because when a student bonds to the school, they feel like they belong there, and this is my school. So talk to us about the extracurricular activities offered by Ethel Kight.
Yes, ma'am, and that's also part of what we see as our job, to create a whole child environment as well, to help them experience some things that they might not have a chance to otherwise. We do have a great number of club offerings that happen on Wednesday afternoons, and different clubs meet on different Wednesdays, so students have an opportunity to participate in a variety of activities. And then clubs start over in January, so if you were in one club in January, in the first part of the year, you might have an opportunity to do something different in January.
Good.
And some of the clubs that we offer, we have Spanish Club, Art and Drama Club, Music Club, Student Council, a Robotics Club, Math Team, and a new book club that started this semester.
Oh, good, good. And you have something, I think I've heard about this, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Sports Mania?
Sports Mania,
Yeah.
yes ma'am. That's a great offering that we have as well. Sports Mania takes place as part of our after-school program in ACE.
Okay.
It's open to students, and any ACE students in 2nd through 5th grade on Mondays and Wednesdays. And Coach Hassel, who is our PE coach, comes down, interacts with the kids. They have an opportunity to practice specific skills that relate to sports that they might be playing right now: soccer, t-ball, baseball, all those skills that they have a chance to practice individually with him. He does a lot of work with the children about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they have a great time playing and just enjoying the fun of that.
And so that's new?
That's new. That just started this year.
Oh, good, good.
So a great
And how
offering.
many students participate in the clubs? Do they have a limit?
Some do, just for management's sake. I mean, it would be hard to have a 40-member book club.
Okay.
But Chorus has about 45 students this semester. Most of our other clubs are ranging between 20, 25
Okay,
in the
good.
neighborhood.
Well, talk a little bit more about the garden club.
A garden club, our
Yes.
2nd graders. 2nd grade does an excellent job with their students, and this is during the day, during the course of our regular instruction, because everything fits in with their science objectives in 2nd grade. The courtyard between our two buildings is transformed into a nice, lovely raised bed garden with our 2nd graders who plant, take care of, harvest, and then have a garden feast.
Oh, good.
And it was a lot of fun to watch those happy faces this year as they were able to share. Can you believe we grew this cauliflower, and look at this broccoli? So some great things that they were able to do.
And so what
with
do
it.
they do with the products?
The teachers help them come back in and prepare a feast that they have.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
they had salads and slaw and all those other things that you can make from all those fresh
Good.
garden vegetables.
So they're learning gardening and cooking.
And cooking, that's
at the
right.
Same time. All right. Well, talk about the art club.
The art club. Our art club this year was with us first semester with Ms. Daughtry there, and the highlight for our art club this year was that we were awarded the prize for the ornament decoration for the square contest for this
Good.
for the Christmas
LaGrange?
break. LaGrange, yes, ma'am.
Yes, good.
So, a lot
And
of
what
fun.
was unique about the ornament?
The children helped design it, and it was just a nice, wonderful winter wonderland scene.
Oh, great, great. What about robotics? Because
I'm so sorry.
I see that you brought us an example of that today.
Robotics, we have 2 robotics teams that meet, one first semester and one second semester, and it's all beginning robotics, where the concept is that they start out with this box full of pieces, and their job is to work as a team, pay careful attention to all these detailed instructions, and to build their robot. At the end of the semester, after they've worked through all this piece, there's a celebration where they invite parents in, they hook their robots up, and get to see their work in progress.
So now, when you say robots, does this actually moves and does something?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
it
wow.
actually moves and does something.
Okay, so this was a bunch of little pieces. I don't want to destroy anything.
That's okay. It's a Lego set
Okay.
that comes with all your pieces and this is just a part of the manual, but it shows all the pieces that you're able to use here to create it, and then the diagrams in the manual show the children how to put it together, and it's a little more difficult than those colored pieces of Legos where to stack the red one with the blue one.
Right.
They have to really pay attention to size and shape of pieces as they're going together and make sure that their vehicle is put together in the correct way.
And what skills would you say, just focusing on robotics now, the children acquire as a result of being a part of this particular club?
I think it's a good example of working together cooperatively in a team, because it's groups of children that put this together, as well as just some critical thinking skills about, oh my, this is really how this is supposed to work, and this is how this has to fit together, and this doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like. How can we fix it?
Okay,
So-
or it's not performing the way
correctly.
it's supposed to perform.
So what do we need to do?
And then do they actually compete?
We don't really have a competition of sorts at this point in time.
Okay.
It's just mainly to get them in a preparatory mode to understand the beginnings of robotics.
Okay, okay. Now, talk to us about grade level? What grade level?
It's open to 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Okay.
And children apply to be in robotics, and teachers go through and say, this is a good group to pull together for this, and these are the children that we're going to include at this point in time.
Okay. Now, the kits, are these sponsored? Or?
We actually purchased those for the school, and I'm not sure.
Okay.
The funding, that was before I joined
your
Ethel Kight,
transition.
so yes.
Okay, during your transition period. Okay. So now, is Ethel Kight, do you all sponsor an academic bowl team?
We do. We have an
Okay.
academic bowl team as well.
Okay. Talk to us about their focus. What is the goal of the academic bowl team, and then what do they do?
We actually have our academic bowl team. We have our meetings for academic bowl teams set on different days than clubs, so that those students can participate in clubs as well as the academic bowl part of that. Academic bowl, we've got 8 students on our team that meet on a regular basis and practice. They love those buzzers and try to beat each other with the answers to those questions that teachers ask. We do compete in academic bowl meets throughout the season. Our second meet is coming up very quickly, and then we'll be hosting the 3rd meet for our district at Ethel Kight the end of February.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. We will take a short break, and when we return, we will continue our conversation with Dr. Greta Wright, Ethel Kight Magnet School Principal.
Troup County Schools invites you to be there. When schools and parents work together to be there for kids, the results are powerful. The ordinary becomes extraordinary because teachable moments happen every day. Be their favorite teacher. Be there. Troup County Schools and you.
Hi, I'm Wesley Woodyard of the Denver Broncos and graduate of the Troup County School Systems and of the University of Kentucky. And I've got an important fact for all the parents out there. Did you know that 1 in 3 students won't graduate high school? Please encourage your child to beat the odds, stay in school, get your diploma. It's the key that will unlock the door to your successful future and so much more. Sky's the limit.
Hi, and if you're just tuning in, we have been speaking with Dr. Greta Wright, principal of Ethel Kight Magnet School, and you're watching Spotlight on Education. And before the break, Dr. Greta, she was sharing with us information about the Academic Bowl, which is one of the clubs sponsored at the school. So talk to us again, just highlight us more about the Academic Bowl, the purpose of the team, and what they actually do.
The purpose of the team is that they meet as a group, practice, and then compete with other schools in an almost like Jeopardy kind of situation where the first one to buzz in is the first one that gets a chance to answer the question. We're grouped with 10, with a total of 10 schools in our division, have had 1 meet and came in 1st place in that meet, 4th place in that meet, excuse me, and have 2 other meets to attend this year, with the final one being hosted at Ethel Kight at the end of February.
And do you know how many students, I know you said various schools throughout the state, or is it regionally based? How is it?
Our system is formatted through West Georgia RESA.
Okay.
So there are different divisions. There are northern and southern divisions for Troup County and for the West Georgia region area. And in our division, there are 10 schools.
Okay. And so I know you're pleased with the performance. They placed 4th out of 10?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. Okay, so talk to us about special events occurring at the school. I know there's some exciting events scheduled to take place.
And some exciting things that have already happened.
Okay.
Columbus State University has partnered with Troup County Schools to bring the arts to our children. And so the Diary of a Worm, a Spider, and a Fly has been a great show for kids.
Say that again. I just wanted to make sure I got that.
The Diary of a Worm, a Spider, and a Fly.
And a Fly. Okay. Sounds
some great,
interesting.
Based off some great children's literature that our kids have really been involved in.
Okay.
An opportunity for our children to be exposed to the arts in a meaningful, fun kind of way. They get to see some students from Columbus State come in and do the acting, they're doing the directing, the musical direction. They run the show, and it's a great opportunity for our kids to interact with some college-age kids and see what life is like and some opportunities that are out there for them as well.
Good.
We've also participated in Jump Rope for Heart, which is a response for the American Heart Association. Great success with that. Coach has had kids in the gym jumping rope and having jumping contests and all kinds of activities to help raise money for Jump Rope for Heart and the American Heart Association.
Okay, so do the students realize why they're participating in Jump Rope for Heart, that there's really a level of civic responsibility they're giving back to the community in some kind of form?
Yes, ma'am. Coach does a great job in explaining to the kids why we're doing it and what we're doing and the purpose and where the money's going. So he does a very good job in explaining all that to the kids. And the kids come in excited about, I was able to help and I was able to do this, and they want to share what they can.
And they soon learn that it's a really good feeling when you can give back
To others.
Exactly. Isn't there a challenge tied to Jump Rope for Heart for one of the teachers or sponsors?
There is. Coach Hassel lets his beard and hair grow, and students that raise the most money get to engage and participate in the shaving of Coach.
Okay.
So that is an interesting event, and the kids look forward to that one every year.
It makes it even more fun.
It does.
Okay, so we've talked about a little some of the extracurricular activities, your academic highlights, and just going back and looking ahead even at what's happening in education. We know that there are always curriculum changes or different requirements, if you will, for students, for educators, and for parents. So talk to us about the new curriculum changes this year.
I know parents and students are all aware of what's going on with CCGPS, especially in regards to the changes we're seeing in our math curriculum and in our reading and language arts curriculum.
And I'm sorry, what's CCGPS? Is that what you said? Okay.
Common Core Performance Standards.
Okay. Common Core Georgia
Performance Standards.
Okay.
And that just means consistently that across the state that teachers at 4th grade are teaching the same thing in every school across our state and across our district. Our biggest challenges perhaps for our students have been in math this year, as we've asked students and to try to show how they're solving problems, to try to show different strategies that they can use. You know, it's very easy to say 4 + 5 is 9, but how do you know and how did you get there? And that's a very simple problem, but you know, as students are having to prove and to justify their reasoning for their answers. It has come with some challenges. We've had to learn lots of new vocabulary this year as we talk about decomposing numbers and strategies for creating different problem answers and solutions. But very promising as well, because it is wonderful to walk into a classroom and hear a conversation among children about math. I mean, particularly if walking in 1st and 2nd grade, you hear students very fluently talking about what numbers mean and what 10 more than 22 means and 7 more than this and how we get to there. Very engaged in what they're doing. So we're seeing lots more learning happening in math at a lower level and younger level. Rewarding as well as challenging.
Yes, I know, and it's almost like educators must relearn the process so that they can teach the students, and then parents, in order to assist at home, also need to learn this new process.
I know we've had several parents that have come in and said, please help me understand this.
Yes.
And and we'll gladly sit down and say, okay, this is how we're teaching it now, because it's not necessarily the way we learned it in school.
It's not. I have a daughter in elementary school, and I'm learning it with her. Yes, so speaking as a parent and for parents who are watching, how can we engage in the educational process, especially when we're talking about changes in curriculum?
Talking with your child is probably the very best thing. It's never too early to start talking about college and career goals. We want that conversation in every household to be, when I go to college, not if I go to college. And encouraging kids at an early age to start thinking about what they want to do. Help them set some goals about this is what I want to accomplish and this is what I want to do. And as far as curriculum and the day-to-day learnings that are occurring, we can't have just conversations about, well, what happened at school today? What did you do in math today?
Right, be more specific and take time to sit down and actually look at what they're learning.
What they're learning.
Yeah, because it is different. The process is different.
Yes, ma'am.
And so are there upcoming events or programs or workshops that parents can attend?
And there certainly are. At the end of February, on February 21st and 22nd, we'll be hosting a CRCT parent workshop, particularly important for our parents in third and fifth grade, but all parents are invited to attend. On the 21st, we'll be meeting at 5:30 p.m. in the Media Center, and on the 22nd at 8:30 a.m. in the Media Center. And then following that, on March the 14th, we have Red's Roller Night for Ethel Kight, which is a fundraiser for our PTO, but it's also an opportunity for parents and teachers and administrators to sit down and have a conversation about what we can do to better serve each other in the school environment.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. And if someone wants to contact the school, what's the contact information?
You're more than welcome to. We'll be glad to speak with you at any time. Our phone number is 706-812-7943, and we'll be glad to help you and answer any questions that we can.
Okay, well, we appreciate you joining us today, Dr. Greta Wright, and we thank you, LGTV, for allowing us to host this program. And today we've had with us, directing in the background, Mr. Jordan Carter. He's a Troup High School senior, and he's looking at getting into directing. He's been doing some job shadowing with LGTV today. So Jordan, congratulations to you, hats off to you. You've done a great job today. And thank you, our viewers, for watching. Until next time, make it a great day.